Man, it's an unbelievable feat. Good morning, beautiful people. It's your boy, Big Ghost Rider. Milk Cheese, what's up? What's up, Brandon? We're going to have a beautiful stream this morning, man. We the people tour, man, out here in Connecticut, man. We winding down the tour, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Ghost Rider been all over America, braving temperature, climates like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys ain't out here, but it's about 37, 38 degrees out here in Connecticut, and it's even colder by the lake. But we the people tour, man. I got 3 more streams for you guys next week. You know what I'm saying? And then after those 3 streams, we gonna go to New York City. And in New York City, I'm gonna do that We the People 10 vlog. And when I get that vlog uploaded, it's a wrap. We will not be streaming every single day, guys. I try to bring 100 live streams in 120 days. It's been an adventure of a lifetime. Good, the bad, and the ugly, man. With that being said, we're not going to talk about my life, and we're not going to talk about Legal Wars Live. We're going to get into the content because we got some great content this morning, and I'm going to bring you guys a great live stream. It's authentic content, outdoors, but we talking about the things that we love, our nation. Guys, y'all jump down in the comment section, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Let your voices be heard. I'm going to start it off, guys, with a story from ABC News, and it was published on October the 31st. Republican and Democratic lawmakers remain at a stalemate on finding a government funding solution to end what is now the second longest shutdown in U.S. history. If you guys do not understand that the longest shutdown under President Trump in his first term was 35 days, it's probably going to say it in this news story. Guys, we are on the 34th day of the government shutdown. So currently, this shutdown that we're on now is now the longest shutdown in U.S. history. As you guys come into the live stream, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for your boy, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Again, this ABC News, it was published yesterday. The Senate adjourned until Monday afternoon, which will mark the 34th day of the government shutdown, which is now about to be and is the longest in U.S. history. Starting November the 1st, this is what we want to talk about. Benefits won't go out, and open enrollment begins for Affordable Care Act plans for premiums expected to rise. These are the 2 things that are on the agenda for President Trump. You going to China, you going to Russia, you going to Israel, you going to Pakistan. I'm saying he's going across the world and solving the issues of the world. That's his job as the world leader, right? We want him to be the world leader. But what I'm saying is you got to clean up the issues at home. And number 1 is those SNAP benefits. Now, we're going to get into it, how a justice, you know what I'm saying, is forcing the Trump administration to assure that Americans, 41 million Americans who need that food for assistance. I'm saying I'm not hating on President Trump. Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, jump down in the comment section. Let's get the conversation started. I'm saying I'm not hating on President Trump, but tell me if Ghost Rider is wrong. President Trump burned 500 tons of food, USAID food, that was intended to feed homeless hungry children across the world, not just in America. Am I right or wrong? So I'm saying he's already trying to cut SNAP. And besides all of that, the reason why the Democrats are standing 10 is because of the Affordable Care Act. I told you guys yesterday, I seen the story of a mom. I believe it was on CNN. She said she was paying $400 and some in her premium. She said if they extended the Obamacare Act subsidies, she said she still would have ended up having to pay $700, but she said without the extension, she's about to have to pay $2,100 for her and her family of 5. That is unaffordable. I'm saying, so if the Democrats don't take a stand right now, what's going to happen? Everybody's health care is going up. Cutting the benefits for the poor. And at the same time, the jobs have not manifested yet. I'm saying, where is our economy at? The government is shut down. And what I'm trying to say is that President Trump suggested that funds could be moved for SNAP, but he said it's non-committal. What? 41 million Americans eating is non-committal? But what is committal is giving a tax break for Elon Musk and giving a tax break for Jeff Bezos. I say tax the rich and feed the poor. He's taking from the poor and giving to the rich. He's the exact opposite of Robin Hood. Guys, what's going on? President Trump on Friday was asked about SNAP benefits set to run out of funds on Saturday, and whether there's a possibility for the administration to move around money as it did to pay the troops in order to keep benefits flowing to millions of Americans. Well, there is, at least he said that, right? Trump started to reply before immediately pointing out the blame on Democrats. But all the Democrats has to say is let's go. I mean, you know, they don't have to do anything. All they have to say is the government is open and we only need 5 Democrats, but they're, you know, they become a radical left party. I'm saying it's the same talking points. He said the Democrats have lost their minds. And President Trump, maybe they have lost their mind. Who knows? But all I'm trying to say is you are the president and the Republicans control the House of Representatives. The Republicans control the Senate. You are Republican president as the last time I checked. And on top of that, I'm saying the Republicans, they even control, they got a majority on the Supreme Court. Every branch of government. How can you blame that on Democrats? As you guys come into the stream, I ask that y'all like the video. Amagram, Rasta, JS, Mark, I appreciate y'all participating in the poll. Will y'all double tap the screen for me if you're on a cell phone? Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We need to get the algorithm up some, y'all. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me this morning. Thank you, thank you. A federal judge in Rhode Island, right around the corner here in New England, is temporarily ordering the Trump administration to continue funding the SNAP benefits. Oh, so there is a slimmer hope in justice. So there will not be any loss to the SNAP benefits. A federal judge in Rhode Island is ordering the Trump administration to continue funding the SNAP. The court is orally, at this time, ordering that the USDA must distribute the contingency money timely or as soon as possible for the November 1st payments to be made, said U.S. District Judge John J. McConnell Jr. After an hour-long emergency hearing, the judge ruled that the suspension of SNAP funding is arbitrary and likely to cause irreparable harm. President Trump, you don't know that? You don't say, or do you not care? Citing the terror felt by Americans who are scrambling to meet their basic nutritional needs. And President Trump, I'm not trying to roast you this morning, but I'm trying to be real. Meantime, I don't have no problems with no ballrooms, $150 to get drunk with all these rich people, but I'm saying you gonna starve the people, man. Come on, what we doing? $21 trillion in American investment. I wouldn't be bragging about that if SNAP is about to get cut off. This is the richest nation on earth, you claim, and you got 41 million Americans that you not finna feed. Are your own people. I'm saying, what is it a profit if a man gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Who's the soul of America? That's the people. What's the profit if the nation gets rich and the people are starving? You got federal workers, people who made a sacrifice. A lot of these people, federal workers, are veterans. Y'all know that, right? Or their families are veterans. Their children are veterans because the veterans, they all participated. And I'm saying, you got federal workers, man. Thank you for that gift, baby. Thank you for that gift. Hold on a second. You know what I'm saying? If you support the channel, you know what I'm saying? I'll make you a moderator. Y'all try to be respectful to each other, though. Republicans, independents, and Democrats, I'm just passionate because I love my country. You got federal workers. Think about that. The people that represent the federal government, they're in lines, man. Food pantry lines. That's embarrassing, man. But he doesn't care. He thinks it's funny. And meanwhile, meantime, I'm saying, what you doing? You building what? What you building? You building ballrooms and you taking lavish trips and getting $400 million jets, and you got all the 34 billionaires in your cabinet, and y'all talking money and preaching money, and America's getting rich, and the people are starving. Don't even want to use the contingency fund money. He can use the money to help the people. President Trump, you got an option to help the people. President Trump, ghostwriter, told you a long time ago to pick up the phone and call Hakeem. You got to swallow your pride. You got to humble yourself, man. You got to be of a contrite spirit. You are trying to achieve greatness. I'm saying you can't get offended when Canada play a video of Ronald Reagan, because in my opinion, Ronald Reagan is like the greatest of the greatest. Of our time, of their time, of his generation, the way he performed. But I'm saying Ronald Reagan, he helped the people. Ronald Reagan's still helping the people to this day. Every woman in America, this is the people that we're talking about, the SNAP recipients, the women that have children. All of these women, they get a child tax credit that comes from Ronald Reagan's policies. He's helping the people to this day, man. President Trump, if you want to be great, you got to help the people. It don't matter how much money you get for America or for yourself or for Elon or for Jeff Bezos. It don't matter. You could get offended, but why get offended and instead just come help the people? It's simple. It's easy. I'm the president of America. I care about the American people. Why do I want your tax, and why do I want anything to get higher? Why do I want your health premiums to get higher? That's crazy. So now you got a federal judge in Rhode Island having to order the administration to continue to pay the SNAP benefits. Ain't y'all glad big ghostwriter in the legal field, us legal people? You want to follow the law. We don't care about no politics. What side you on, left or right? You ain't going to be starving no people. What you, social justice, ACLU, these are my people. This is what I care about. I ain't got no hating on President Trump or no Republican or no Democrat, but no, you cannot starve the people. That's idiotic. Why we even got to talk about it? It makes you look bad. And you wonder why the Republicans only won one presidential election in how many years? They don't get it, bro. It's like they slow motion. And you give them the power again, and as soon as they get the power, he make all these promises. President Trump, I remember when you going out there, bro, and you making fun of VP Harris and President Biden because they only giving $750 to the hurricane victims, and you leading the people on like you finna come help them, like you they Superman. You ain't Superman in nothing. What you Superman in your own pockets? Okay, some Americans are getting rich. Not all Americans, man. And then I'm saying you get in a position to help the people. This is your opportunity for greatness, President Trump. This is what you're supposed to do. Forget the Republicans. Forget the Democrats. Forget the bullets by the ear. Forget everything that if you put your hand on that Bible with that Supreme Court justice, you know in your heart you are here to not only keep promises, but you're here to help the people. That's what you're here to do. So you got an opportunity. Forget politics. Just put this one decision in front of me. Forget everything else that happened. You put this one decision. Oh, can I use the contingency fund to feed 41 million Americans? No. What? They got to sue you to do that? The court is orally at this time ordering the USDA must distribute the contingency money timely. So thank God for Judge John J. McConnell Jr. After an hour-long emergency hearing, the judge ruled that the suspension of SNAP funding is arbitrary and it causes irreparable harm. As you guys come into the stream, I ask that y'all double tap the video for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. So another federal judge in Boston ruled that the Trump administration's attempt to suspend SNAP funding is unlawful, but declined to immediately order the program be funded. U.S. District Judge Adria Talwani reserved judgment about whether to issue a temporary restraining order, instead asking the Trump administration to advise the court whether they will authorize reduced SNAP benefits for November. She ordered the Trump administration to answer her question about reduced SNAP funding by Monday. This ain't got no Democrats to do with it. She ain't asking no Democrats. Ain't no Democrats in charge. Y'all play that politics stuff, bro. You know who getting blamed for this ultimately is the Republican Party. I'm saying forget a shutdown. President Trump was already firing. I mean, if government workers tell me where I'm wrong. I'm saying he waging war on these people and these sets of people. To the benefit of who? Who's benefiting besides a few wealthy or rich people? For the reasons stated below, plaintiffs have standing to bring this action and are likely to succeed on their claim that defendant's suspension of SNAP benefits is unlawful. Yes, it is. You got the money to pay, and now I don't want to pay. Like, it's funny to them, like it's a game. Ha ha ha, it's a troll. People starving. I'm saying you are benefiting. Are you getting some kind of glorification or satisfaction off the suffering of another human being, bro? That is the definition of sickness. You need a doctor. If it's a lot of us, then America needs a doctor, bro. I'm saying we going back to the days, the primitive days of us getting satisfaction off the suffering of watching the suffering of other humans. You can't get enough satisfaction. I mean, P. Diddy, he was getting satisfaction. It ain't funny, but I'm saying you can't get satisfaction from elsewhere. You got to watch a human suffer. Like all these people not eating, man, where the suspension of benefits rested on an erroneous construction of the relevant statutory provisions, the court will allow defendants, that's the U.S. government, due to certain administrations and their choices, to consider whether they will authorize at least reduced SNAP benefits for November and report back to the court no later than Monday, November 3rd. Oh yeah, the court's on their head, boy. Who else gonna rein them in? Who else could control them? That's what legal people do. I know that's what ghostwriters do, bro. I'm telling you, bro, I put that paperwork on you before your head spin. You need to, man. We need somebody, one person, to come in here and referee this. Should we pay 41 million Americans money that they need to eat? Why is that a question? The House cancels votes for next week. Mike Johnson don't want to go back to work. He said to open up the government. Speaker Johnson, you want to open up the government for what? So you can raise the health care on how many million Americans? You want to, and then you're going to try to use SNAP benefits feeding the poor, because you know the Democrats care about feeding the poor, you're going to use that as like leverage. You're going to use, and then laughing about it and trolling about everything like it's a game. You got no respect, bro. I'm saying on top of that, how many jobs have y'all shed in the last 2 months? Man, you got to pick it up. If Ghost Rider give you praise, you go over to the Middle East and you look like a rock star in Israel, look like a rock star in America. Okay, how we do that, Ghost? You gotta pick up the phone and call Hakeem. I said pick up the phone and call baby. It happened within 36, 72 hours. He a rock star. You pick up the phone and call Hakeem. You gonna get people who never praised you before. Democrats, they gonna be giving you praise. This is how you do bipartisanship. I'm trying to teach you how it's done, my brother. Pick up the phone and call Hakeem. From a contrite and humble spirit. I don't care nothing about what happened to me in my past. I don't care about no 5 indictments. I don't care about no 34 conventions. I don't care about no 2 assassination attempts. I care about helping the American people. That's what I want to do. I want to help the American people from a contrite and humble spirit. President Trump, you want to go to heaven? I'm trying to tell you how to have character where your money don't mean nothing. You got enough money. Down in them billionaires now. So you good, Ivanka and them good, everybody good. Get it right, President Trump. You want to be great, my brother. Do it for the people. Hey, Mr. Hakeem, Mr. President on the phone. How's it going, Mr. President? Oh, yeah, Hakeem, I want to see if we're going to try this from a different route. Now, Hakeem, what I'm finna tell you and what we finna do is about to surprise a lot of people, even in my own party and in your party too, my brother. Hakeem, I have come to the conclusion that I am here to serve the American people. So this is what I want us to do. If you and the Democrats said that y'all have intentions to lower the health care for millions of Americans, and including a lot of my voters too, Hakeem, for a year, it's not for eternity, it's just for 1 year. You got plenty of time to handle the business, but y'all don't handle the business. Y'all procrastinate and put it off until it's about to get shut down every time. Y'all are some regular lawyers. That's how y'all lawyers operate. So you got it for a year. Let me reopen the government and get back to the business of America, because it looks funny. It don't matter if I'm going to China to solve world peace, because if you did, it wasn't solved. But if you did, God not hating on you whatsoever, just speaking facts and truth. Because you got to hear somebody tell you truth, not no yes man. You need to negotiate with them Democrats. Negotiate with them. That's what America was founded on, a negotiation. You just gonna throw some legislation through that big without talking to none of them, and then talking about getting rid of the filibuster. That's why when they come take back over, they gonna go cray. They gonna be going after every last one of y'all, one by one, charges and charges and charges and charges and charges and charges and charges. And you ain't gonna have no filibuster, and they gonna be passing laws, and it's gonna turn into your worst nightmare. Think about the conservative Nick Fuentes. His worst nightmare with AOC being the commander, the Adolf Hitler of America, the leftist movement. And it all started with President Trump because, no, man, you tried to redistrict. This is what I'm finna tell y'all. I'm finna get back into this, but I want to tell y'all this. I got 3 live streams next week. That's it. This outside 40 degrees, 37 degrees stuff is finna come to an end. But I enjoyed it. It's been an adventure of a lifetime. So listen, 3 live streams next week. One of the live streams, I'm going to be talking about 4 races. A New Jersey governor race, a Virginia governor race, that Prop 50 race in Cali, and then the New York mayoral race. If the Democrats run the table on that, I guarantee President Trump, I don't see how he came to the table yet, to tell you the truth. Now you presided over the longest government shutdown currently in U.S. history. So I'm saying if you're going overseas to do whatever, it's going to look like you're going to keep coming back to this problem. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to let no problem be lingering over my head. I'm going to take care of it, get it done. Senate Majority Leader John Thune's position against eliminating the Senate filibuster. President Trump out there going nuclear. Oh, just get rid of the filibuster. It don't matter what happened in 2029 because I'm going to still be president. It got some Democrats being retarded, like the military ain't in control. I told you, it's always the ones with the biggest guns. And that U.S. military got the biggest guns. They got contingency plans. Listen to those. So you trying to tell me that you got not Democrats, but I guess some coots. I mean, it's getting infested into our mainstream media that like President Trump gonna be president in 2029. Like with Steve Bannon, he ain't got charged with charges before. I don't get people. I don't understand it, but I don't buy into all that nonsense and that foolishness. All I'm saying this morning, President Trump, if you want to be great, pick up the phone today and call Hakeem Jefferies. Come here, brother. Let us reason together for the people. Eliminating the Senate filibuster has not changed. A spokesperson told ABC News Friday after Trump on Thursday called on Republicans to go nuclear and eliminate the filibuster to pass the Republican funding bill and reopen the government. Leader Thune's position on the importance of the legislative filibuster is unchanged, spokesperson Ryan Ross said in a statement after Thune ruled out the as a path to end the shutdown. Thune has long stood firm in his position against opposing the Tom Chamber procedure that requires consensus from 60 of the Senate's 100 members to advance most legislation as requested on October the 10th, saying that the legislative tactic has long protected the upper chambers from operating as a majority party monopoly. Man, we don't want to see this happen to America. We don't want to see long-term consequences while President Trump is experimenting. I'm not hating on him experimenting because I would say at least he had the intestinal gall to try to change. And first of all, you got to recognize the problems, and then he recognized America's problems, and he's trying to change them. So at least he has the fortitude to do that. So I'm not hating on him about that. We just talking about how he's doing it. Speaker Johnson was asked about Trump's social media post that called on Senate Republicans to end the filibuster to end the shutdown. Johnson said that he saw the post but didn't talk to Trump about it. What you are seeing an expression of the president's anger at the situation. There's nothing wrong with being mad, President Trump. He just desperately wants the government to be reopened. Speaker Johnson said they're not doing the filibuster. President Trump is going to come to you. I done told you now, Big Ghost done told you what he need to do. If somebody know what he need to do, y'all post it down in the stream. Y'all post it in the chat. Pick up the phone and call Hakeem. Y'all tell me if that ain't what he need to do, bro. Looking for a way out, man. I'm trying to redistrict. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So Texas and these other states redistricting, right? Texas trying to redistrict 5 seats. They just drew lines, and Al Green don't have no seat no more. They drew lines, and Jasmine Crockett don't have no seat in Dallas no more. You see what I'm saying? They got rid of 5 seats. So, okay, so Prop 50 is up in Cali. So if Cali Democrats hold strong on Prop 50, all them seats the Republicans took are gonna don't mean nothing. You look at the elections, if the Democrats running the table, the progressives, they going far left in the blue cities, man, in America's biggest city. I'm saying it don't look good for the Republicans. Speaker Johnson, how can y'all not see that? And if you look at, which we've done on Legal Wars Live, so I don't have to do the statistics. I've done this on the live stream. Just go back and research the content. If you look at the history of the incumbent party, I'm saying that usually the incumbent party usually loses about 19 to 25 seats. So that means the Democrats would be plus like 17 if history plays right. After the midterms next year, there'll be plus 17 in the Congress. You know what that means. Ooh. Hey, Governor Newsom, where you at, my brother? Y'all say what's up to Governor Newsom. I don't care if you're Republican, Independent, or Democrat. If you're from where I'm from, Governor Newsom a cool dude, boy. You feel me? Big Ghostwriter could go to almost any hood in America, real talk, and speak a certain language to a certain group of people, bro, and get clearance. And anywhere Ghost went that I knew of, Governor Newsom could go. That's called a hood pass. He a cool dude, man. He a real cool dude. But I'm saying Governor Newsom, he could speak on this. He could testify on this. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm saying, why would I try to do some seats, redistrict some seats when I'ma just try to win over the American people? President Trump, you could go right, you could go left, you could go up, you could go down. But in the end, you come to what the conclusion that Ghost is telling you. But you could save yourself a whole lot of heartache and shame if you just get some character and you swallow your pride and you pick up that phone and you call Hakeem and you do it for that red, white, and blue. Do it for America. Do it for the troops. Do it for the SNAP. Do it for the veterans. Do it for, it's your job. Just do it. Forget the politics. Forget how you look. Forget your pride. Forget all of that. Just pick up the phone. Come here, man. Let us read something. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins told reporters that reports that the USDA has money to help pay for SNAP benefits is absolutely false. What? So the Agriculture Secretary is telling people that the United States, the USDA, don't have the money. It's a lie, she said. Rollins acknowledged that the agency does have a contingency fund. Oh, what? See, you can't come into court, Secretary Rollins, and playing that ignorant stuff. We don't do that in the legal field. If you're not a lawyer, you don't understand that. And if you was a cricket lawyer, you don't understand that. But if you was one like Ghost and you is one like Ghost, nah, I ain't gonna play that. You say it don't even cover half of the 9.2 billion. Y'all gonna have to find the money. I don't want to be no same talking points, no same Democratic talking points. But you spent 20 billion. What? 20 billion? I heard some Democrats say 40 billion. What? 40 billion? Look, bro, President Trump, the American people ain't stupid. You said that the American is giving money to foreign governments. How many of us in this live stream have heard President Trump rail on the American governments, Joe Biden, Ukraine, giving money to foreign governments? Oh, yeah. Tell me, Ghostwriter, speaking the truth. If you got any Democrats in here, y'all gonna record this, because this is some good talking points. So you have President Trump coming into the office railing on Joe Biden for giving money to foreign nations. Am I right or wrong, y'all? So in the moment, within a 30-day interval, he decides to give how many billion? 20 billion to Argentina, but he can't give 9.2 billion to feed his own people. That man reeling on President Biden. Giving money away, ain't feeding our own people, our own services. And then in the moment of truth, he give 20, 40 billion to Argentina, but he trying to deny 9 billion to his own people. I see Don Jr., that ain't for no clout, my boy. You got to recognize the difference between clout and truth. Ghostwriters speak truth. people who know ghosts, that's what the only thing that makes me special. Other than that, I ain't nothing. You got to understand that. But I understand that within the truth is all the power, is all the glory, is all the humility, is all the greatness in the world is within the truth. If me being the king of Connecticut is not aligned in the truth, then I'm not the king. I don't care what I think in my mind. That's what I'm saying. That's what grounds me is the truth. So that's what I'm speaking is truth, bro. And if the truth shall set thee free. Guys, I ask that y'all like the video. If y'all on the cell phone, y'all double tap the video, subscribe to this channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Also, guys, everyone is welcome in the stream. I see y'all down there having a conversation. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. I just ask that y'all please be respectful to each other. You can tell them without being disrespectful. One last thing, guys, we do have to pay the bills. I don't have any sponsors yet. I'm not taking money from any party. So if any of you guys want to donate to the channel, super chat, super stickers, super thanks, you want your comment highlighted, you want to start a conversation, hit the button with the $sign in it. I think the channel memberships are still $2.99, man. You want to support the truth, baby. That's what we doing November the 1st, bro. I only got I got 3 live streams next week. Bro, I've been streaming 5-6 days a week, spoiling y'all for the last 60 days. I'm out here 120 some days. I gotta get at least 105 live streams in. I got quotas to meet. You feel me? 9 vlogs, man. I'm saying I done got 100 streams in. Today is 100 streams since July 15th. So I'm saying I only got 3 streams with y'all next week outside. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, baby, let's get it. This source is NBC. It was published on Halloween. Yesterday, President Donald Trump is pushing Senate Republicans to abolish the 60-vote filibuster rule in order to reopen the shuttered government without Democratic votes. Look, he got 55 votes. He got a few Democrats to ride over there with him. He got 55 votes. So he need 5 more Democrats to come, and they ain't budging. So what do he want to do? Pick up the phone and call Governor Abbott and tell him to redraw 5 miles? That could backfire on you. Because I'm saying if Cali do it, Illinois gonna. If Cali and Illinois gonna do it, New York gonna do it. Now you go and look at the population between Cali and Texas. Who wins? Yeah, we know. You look at the population between Illinois and Indiana or those Republican states. The Democrats got more people. That could backfire. The story's got to keep being wrote. You don't cheat to win, man. This is how you win, President Trump. You listen to Go, you pick up the phone. Oh, BB, he a rock star. He posting on the White House, all these Democrats saying good things about him. Well, this is how you win in America. Domestic policies is tough. You got to swallow that pride. That's character. You can't shovel no money over this problem. You got to swallow that pride. Oh, this hurts. Just like it's cold for me and I got this discipline to bring y'all this great content. We the people too. I only got 3 more streams. They gotta be fire. You feel me? So you gotta suck it up and pick up the phone and call Hakeem Jefferies. But in a rarity for the president, he's hitting firm and immediate resistance from his own party. They saying even that's too far, President Trump. That's not the move. They're not trying to tell you to call Hakeem. They're not going to tell you, President Trump, to call Hakeem. Stephen Miller ain't going to tell you to call Hakeem. You probably will fire him if he tell you that. Scott B not telling you, Marco not telling you, they all gonna say F them. But that's the job, that's what you gotta do to be great. Ask Bill Clinton what he did. He called Newt Gingrich. Oh, Bill Clinton, y'all hate on Bill all y'all want to. He called Newt Gingrich. And he saw a piece of greatness. It's now time for Republicans to pay their Trump card. What? And go after, and for what is called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now. He wrote in a pair of late night social media posts on Thursday. He up in the room feeling all sad for himself. Well, now we are in power and we did what we should be doing. It would immediately end this ridiculous country destroying shutdown. That ain't what ended it. According to Hakeem, what's going to end this shutdown is you telling one of your voters in Idaho who was paying like $400 a month, who gonna be paying $2,100 a month for health insurance. The Dems said that's what they fighting that shutdown for. So why wouldn't you want to not let her pay that much money for a year? For a year? Who playing politics? Even if they playing politics, what they saying is right. I'm telling you, I am the conscious, the voice of the people of America. 18 states just this year, bro. I talk to them all the time. I could reason out what they feeling. I make the argument for the American people. I'm the lawyer for the American people. Against the government or against whoever is against them. I'm a protector of that law. I understand what it means. Come on now. Senate Republicans have been outspoken in their support. Yes, they should be of the 60-vote rule because they will know when you got a Governor Newsom, you got AOC as the Senate Majority Leader. You got Hakeem Jefferies as the House of Representatives Speaker of the House, and you got a Governor Newsom, and you ain't got no filibuster. And President Trump, Don Jr., Marco Rubio, what's that Florida governor? They all gonna be back there crying for tears as America turned into their worst nightmare. They have Mandami as the Secretary of State, boy. Man, I'm just saying, that's what you got to think of. That stuff is real life because that pendulum gonna swing back. It might swing back all the way left. AOC, they trying to work their way, Bernie Sanders, progressivism. But I'm saying, even if they got somebody like Josh Shapiro, who dead in the middle, Bill Clinton type president, Republicans love him, Democrats love him. Me and Governor Shapiro, I need to go back to Pennsylvania? Because me and Governor Shapiro, we could do this. Because he know how to, he would feel that in a Democratic situation, and he trying to do something with children. I'ma just explain to him, man, this is just how we feel, Governor. I know you feel me right there. You a Democrat and stuff, but we don't believe in letting a 6-year-old decide to have a sex change. Because she might that little she, me, he might grow up to be about 17 and be like, nah, that ain't what I wanted to be. You feel what I'm saying? We think that's illegal. You won't let a child drink or take a drug. Mama, I want to come home 6-year-old. I want to smoke crack. Oh, nah, you can't. You going to let them smoke crack? No, but I'm going to let them have a sex change. That's ridiculous. So I'm saying, if you believe in that, you can't put that on us. See, I think, Shapiro, you need reasonable-minded people because each party has its rights and each party has its wrongs. And trickle-down economics in the Republican Party is just wrong. And y'all know that. Point blank, period. I don't know. We ain't even gonna talk about that filibuster no more. I'm gonna skip over that. That's nonsense. I don't know what you gonna do, but you got to come up with something besides a filibuster. All the rest of this really about a filibuster. Why talk about a filibuster? We got to do something besides a filibuster. I mean, guys, just think about it. President Trump, him, Scott B, they watch the markets. The market's kind of shaky. They got a little shaky. Let's see if we can look at how they look right now. What's this on Saturday, right? So we're going to look at the markets from Friday. How was the market? Stock markets. Guys, y'all could get, y'all, whoever y'all do, you know what I'm saying? But stock market, your boy, I just mess with CNN, you know what I'm saying? That's just who I mess with. So I put stock market CNN. I have pretty much good trust that they'll give me accurate information about this. You know what I'm saying? You see CNN, they be pressing Democrats and Republicans. It's still hovering about the same, 47,562 for the Dow Jones. up about 4.75. That and GDP, President Trump, that's your strong points. That and GDP, he had a strong GDP last term. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about quarter, excuse me. Y'all, let's look up that GDP right now. That's not me, right? I'm not going to be lazy, y'all. I'm going to jump down there and get some of y'all comments, too. Let's look at that GDP real quick. I'm looking up U.S. current GDP. Hey, the United States GDP is 27% of the entire world's economy. Think about that. Ooh, 27%. That's crazy. That's World Bank Group. But I want to see GDP. I want to see the growth. What we got, big President T? Whose fault is it for the government shutdown? So far, we got 258 votes. 23% say both. Democrats 40%, Republicans 38%. The majority of the people say it's either the Democrats' fault or both. In this live stream, this is a conservative live stream, though, guys. As you guys come in, I ask that y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. You guys want to donate to the channel. You want to start a conversation, y'all. That super chat, super thanks, super stickers, they start at 99 cents. Highlight your comment, guys. Your donations are much appreciated. The current GDP of the United States is still saying it's 3.8%. That's a good GDP. So, like, I'm not hating on President Trump. The GDP looks good. The stock market looks good. But if we look at the rest of the numbers, they do not. Cost of living is still high. We doing I just want to show y'all something real quick before I get into the comments. So the median home prices, just someone tell me what y'all think. Median home prices in South Carolina. You got to think that's in the South. That wouldn't be that high, right? What y'all think the median home price in South Carolina? In January of 2025 is $377,000. The median, the average, the regular home price in South Carolina is $377,000. What is the median salary or income? Or let me say per capita income, South Carolina. So y'all remember the average house is $377,000. But the average person, $57,000. Average income. So another source says the average income per person in South Carolina is $38,000. So if you're making $38,000, how can you afford a $377,000? I'm saying you a business, whatever. You the president in the United States. You in the government. You running the United States. You economists. And you looking at the numbers, and you wonder why Americans are upset and mad. The average house is $377,000. The average person make $40,000 a year. If my mathematics are not incorrect, if you making $38,000 a year, you can afford a $120,000 house, a far cry from a $377,000 house. You say, well, they will buy a $120,000 houses. You don't understand how it works, though. Because that person making $40,000 a year, half of them ain't gonna get approved for $120,000. So you got a housing crisis in the United States. How do you fix that? What solutions have the Democrats given? They've given plenty. VP Harris did. She said the government needs to build 3.8 million houses. What solutions did the Democrats give, guys? I mean, the Republicans give. I haven't heard the Republicans give any solutions for the housing crisis. Can I ask you guys, have y'all heard the Republicans give any solutions whatsoever for the housing crisis? I haven't heard one solution. The Democrats, they build 3 million more houses. Drive the market. The Republicans, I hadn't heard them come up with nothing, not even a concept of a plan. Guys, right here by this lake, I'm going to take you right to the edge of the lake. You feel that? Out here in Connecticut, man, right here standing by this lake, bro, it's probably about 40 degrees, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had one of them houses, but I ain't wishing. I keep working hard, You know what I'm saying? The We the People tour, I'm telling you, I've been outside, boy. You know what I'm saying? That boy, like bringing that look, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got some, you know what I'm saying? Some kicks that ain't really just like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't be wearing my kicks like out here. But bro, I stay fresh, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Getting it in, bro, like it's like a military drill or something. Like, bro, boy, it's been an adventure of a lifetime. Man, like some of the funnest stuff I did in my life. Like, my sister, man, my big sister, man, Mississippi, my oldest sister, she told me, she said, she had told me an idea, not an idea, but her plan for life. But big sis can afford it. Cause big sis and them got bread. But look, big sis say, like they was gonna get like a mobile home or you know what I'm saying? And they was gonna travel all across America, hit all 50 states. You know what I'm saying? So Big Ghost, like, not only did I travel across America, man, you know what I'm saying, but I hit, like, I'm gonna hit half the states. Cause like I'm gonna go to about 6 states up here like I ain't been to, like Rhode Island, like Jersey. I'm gonna hit up Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit up what state you from? I'm gonna hit up Jersey, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit up all kind of places, man. I'm gonna hit Jersey. I'm gonna hit Maryland. I'm gonna hit DC. I never been to DC. I never been to Philly. I just went to Pennsylvania, though. That was my first time. You know what I'm saying? But right now, man, I'm in Connecticut, so this like my spot right now. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do New York City, like coming up. Maybe not next week, but the week after. That vlog, that We the People 10, that's gonna be the end of the We the People tour. So I'm gonna be bringing live streams, but I'm not gonna be out there, bro. It's woo! Yeah, bro, you don't understand, bro. What temperature? Let me see, y'all. We gonna see what temperature it is outside. It say 45 degrees, but the car is right here. Go out there by that water, boy. I know it's in the 30s. You know what I'm saying? An hour long. I brought y'all great content with passion, what I really feel, not bought by no politician. You know what I'm saying? Or no Democratic Party, or not swayed, just the truth, man. It's hard to do that these days. To have people that's capable of thinking for themselves at a high level too. You know what I'm saying? That's like people that I'm a think tank type dude. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, man. And I'm able to articulate the point or the message, you know what I'm saying, clearly so people could understand it. You know, I think the biggest takeaway from today's live stream, we have 58 minutes. I'm about to jump down there with y'all. Y'all keep them comments rolling. Y'all keep them likes rolling. Y'all keep them subscriptions rolling, guys. We need to get them donations up. This the very first day of November. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a goal, man. Let's try to get, you know what I'm saying, every time we go live, let's get a channel member. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to become a channel member, a member of the channel, it's only $2.99, 30 days. If you don't want to keep the subscription, that's on you. I appreciate your donation. 99-cent donation for a super chat, a super thanks, a super sticker. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, guys, like, I started July 15th, so we on day like 109, 110. Bro, I done did 100 live streams out here. I'm trying to do like 105, so I got 3 next week, and I'm going to do 2 the week after, and that's it for We the People. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I pretty much stayed on point 2. I stayed focused. All of the content that, if you guys go back from July, all those live streams, you know what I'm saying? All those vlogs were We the People vlogs. And I tried to, with the content as much as I could, talk about President Trump and politics federally. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know where you're from. I talk about a community briefly as I pass through it, but I talk about politics federally and President Trump and whether or not his politics are working for us. That's what I tried to do with We the People. And you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing with you guys. Do you guys think that President Trump's politics is working with us? So, guys, I'm going to jump down in the comments with y'all for just a second, or for however long it takes, see what we talking about, man. If y'all hadn't liked the video, again, y'all go ahead and like the video, man. I'm sorry, man. It's so beautiful out there. Like, looking at it from right now, from right here, I can imagine, like, when the lake freeze over, man, it'd be so gorgeous out there. I don't know how I'm going to get down here, though, because I ain't driving. I'm from the South, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the sunshine. Sunshine and too hard. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be trying to drive down there, but let me get down here and y'all see what y'all got going on down there in the comments. If y'all want to talk about something, what we talking about, what we doing, guys, what we doing. Let me see. I'm trying to see. YouTube ain't letting me get in the live stream. I'm trying to get up in here with y'all. Let's see. Democrats, just barely, 275 votes. Mr. Good Citizen, he says, we don't need to build more houses. We face this population collapse. Yeah, well, why wouldn't you build more houses? We might face a population collapse, Mr. Good Citizen, but I promise you we need more houses. We have a housing crisis today. You want to drive down the price of a median home and make it more affordable for Americans. That's just South Carolina. If I go to Connecticut, bro, the average price in Connecticut probably $500,000-$600,000. The average person in Connecticut make more money than South Carolina, but they're not able to afford. The housing is too high. It has been too high in America for a minute. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Housing is too high. We know this. So like VP Harris said, their strategy is to flood the market. So for to combat, like in California, how Governor Newsom has a high homeless rate, if I build more project housing and I build more housing, it's just common sense that you're going to open up the market, cheaper housing, it's going to expand the market. And the cry and the need for it, you have businesses, American businesses coming in, buying up the houses, manipulating the prices. I'm saying President Trump ain't even addressing that. That's the main cost of living, the American dream. That's like one of the main things that we could talk about is the median price of housing and people being able to afford housing and afford even rent in New York City. We talking about these people that love President Trump, that support President Trump, that vote for President Trump, that help President Trump become president. You got to address this stuff. You're not even addressing it. It felt like to me that President Biden, this is the stuff he addressed. He addressed less of Israel and I guess world issues, but he addressed more of domestic problems. And President Trump, you got to come back and you got to help the people. We the people. This is the plea, the cry, because if you don't, I promise you, it's going to fall apart. You're going to see it on, if he loses Prop 52 or Prop 50, California going to redraw the lines. All them seats you gain, you ain't gained nothing. Listen, let's ask AI. What's the chance of the incumbent party holding power in a midterm election? Let's look that up. Let's look that up. The chance, ask Google, ask AI, just ask something smarter than me. The chance of an incumbent party losing power, losing, let's say, Congress in the midterm election. I know my boy Brian C. I feel sorry for my brother. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for my brother. My brother Brian C. You know, he in love with the Republican Party. I feel that. The most likely midterm scenario will be an electoral draw with the Democrats win the House but not the Senate. What happened in the previous midterms, where we are now? Figures 1 and 2 below look back across the 7 midterm elections since 1998. If y'all want to follow with me, this was written by Peter Finn. This is Blogs LSE AC UK. Okay? LSE 2026 midterms. On November the 3rd, 2026, this is what matters. Why does it matter? Because the last time the Democrats took over the House, they got the gavel, they started investigating everybody. Tom Homan, they accused him of taking a bag of cash. They're going to try to put handcuffs on him. The Democrats are going to investigate Stephen Miller. They can't do none of that because they don't have the majority. They're not in control. Plus, on top of that, Congress is going to be deadlocked because if the Democrats control the House of Representatives and the Republicans control the Senate, that means ain't nothing happening during the legislation. So when President Trump attempts to ramp up the executive order game, because that's where he got that from, being deadlocked. When he tried to ramp up the executive order game, now they got control of the Senate. They're gonna be trying to the Congress in 2026. If they get control, they'll be trying to introduce impeachment measures against him, and he'll end up getting impeached again. If not worse, they can order investigations. They got control of the committees. Y'all just got to understand government. So let's look and see what he has to say. So figures 1 and 2 below look back across the 7 midterm elections since 1998. The results suggest the trend of the party holding the White House losing seats. The results suggest a trend of the party holding the White House losing seats in the House of Representatives. That's what the trend is. With the only outliers being in 1998 when the Democratic Party made a net gain of 5 seats. Who was the president in 1998 in the Democratic Party? Somebody tell me. His name is Bill Jefferson Clinton. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest. I didn't say president, I said politician. One of the greatest politicians who held the office of presidency. He was a very skilled politician. He made a net gain of 5 seats. Before, during, and after Monica Lewinsky, how did he do that? Because he picked up the phone and called Newt Gingrich on important legislation, and he walked across the aisle and he said, "Hey, Republican dude, how Bill Clinton talk? Hey, Newt Gingrich, you know what I'm saying? Come talk to me, have a conversation with me." Bill Clinton was that kind of politician. President Trump is a deal maker, but he's not a deal maker when it comes to Democrats. So you are being tested. The test has laid before you, Donald J. Trump. You're going to have to somebody going to have to swallow some pride or do something. Because in the meantime, we are watching and laughing and trying to reject the suffering and the help and the cries of the suffering of the people that you swore to help. You can't give them $9 billion in SNAP dollars, but you could give Argentina 20 or 40 billion. And you was railing against Joe Biden when Joe Biden did it.
Y'all tell me where I'm wrong. Y'all remember him saying that? Oh, Joe Biden, he giving money to the foreign countries. He can't give no money to our people. He give money to the foreign countries, but can't y'all remember when he said that? So now it's your turn, and you got SNAP benefits. You don't need Congress or nothing. You just got to move a little thing around, a couple things around, and get the money to the American people so they can eat. But you won't do that, but you give money to Argentina, man. See, Ghost ain't gonna, that's not clout. See, I heard, you know what I'm saying, Don Jr., that's not clout. That's not side switching. That's fact telling. That's truth telling. Like, you know what I'm about. I told you I don't care about no politician or no party. I'm for you supporting and riding with the American people. So you talking about 41 million Americans. That's like, what, sixth or fifth of the population of the nation. It's more than a tenth. That's a lot of people. They relying on this food, man. But you don't want to pay them because it has something to do with the Democrats, SNAP benefits. You know how many of those SNAP voters voted Republican? I'm saying, like, somebody in the Republican Party is slow. Don Jr., that has nothing to do with me clout chasing. If I was with y'all, I would be talking to y'all like that. See, I'm not no Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was some kind of political visionary. Well, he out there telling the young people some kind of story, whether it's true or lie. I'm saying I'm not trying to sway people in what they think. That's not what I do. I go with the power and I speak truth to power. So the men who control Don Jr., if you or your daddy was in control, I'm going to be telling you what the moves and what y'all doing and how the people feeling and what they thinking. I'm not out there trying to convince nobody about nothing. I believe in people having their personal right to choose what they want to choose. It's a two-party system. You got some good Republicans, you got some good Democrats. You got Republicans I like and you got Democrats I like. I have nothing to do with neither of the or the either. Nothing to do with that. What I'm talking about is what you're doing for the American people. And the American people is 41 million Americans. That's more than the amount of Americans that you helping with your policies. That's more than the rich people you give a tax break for. You don't believe me? Hold up. Let me see. Let's look up. How many Americans y'all estimate that President Trump's tax cuts benefited? That's what question I'm looking for. The AI, the smart computer. How many Americans does President Trump's tax cuts benefit? How many y'all think? What's y'all estimate? How many Americans do y'all think President Trump's tax cuts benefit? How many? I know they telling me how much, 117 billion for 1%. How many people is 1%? He telling me the states and the tax cuts. I want to know how many net people is 1%. Because if there's 34 million Americans, 340 million Americans, that 1% is like 3.4 million Americans. I know there's only like 9 million millionaires. So that's only like 3 or 4% of the population. So say his tax cuts helped all the millionaires. How many millionaires in America? Let's get this right. How many millionaires in America? President Trump, I'm going to help you get the numbers right. I'm going to help y'all y'all Republicans get the numbers right. So in 2024, y'all, I was incorrect. I got a different number. So I'm going to give y'all let's go with Forbes magazines. I'm going to give y'all the source. So we know there's 41 million people that are hungry, that he don't want to help. But he give a tax cut to 22 million people. Billionaires, there's less than 1,000 billionaires. Less than 1,000. But millionaires, let's say 22 million people. Let's say his policies help all the millionaires. 22 million millionaires versus 41 million SNAP recipients. So you have the rich and the ultra rich, the well-to-do versus the ultra poor. Not just other people struggling. Y'all get that? Not just that mom in Idaho who got 4 kids or 3 kids and her husband, and she paying $400. She a Trump supporter. They make good money. And she making $400, paying $400 something for her insurance, and that premium finna go up to $2,100. Now she can't afford it. We're not talking about her because she don't get SNAP. She paying $400 some dollars and she make too much. She not getting SNAP. We talking about just the SNAP recipients, 41 million of them. And we're not talking about just the ultra rich who your policies really help. We going down to all the millionaires in America, 22 million millionaires in America. So 22 million millionaires in America, your policy helping 22 million roughly against 41 million plus policies that you not help. How you going to get demolished in the midterms? Those numbers don't add up. If you look statistically at the history of what happens in the midterms, the incumbent party gets demolished. Look at what's happening in America with the cities, the chaos. You not on the ballot, President Trump. I'm telling you, the way you move away from the destruction that's headed. Do you think the people, the real money people, they know America is on the verge or in the middle of a recession? You have had 2 months back to back of negative job growth, regardless of those numbers have been reported, President Trump. Don Jr., that's not me switching up for clout. And we talking about President Trump going to China. We're going to talk about him going to China and dealing with that situation with China. Yes, he has dealt well with Israel. While I talk about the problems he has in America, that's the thing about Big Ghost. He has done what Israelis, they love him. He a rock star. The Israelis like him better than Bibi. And at the same time, arch enemies, the Muslims, love him just as much too. He got both of them loving him. He's loved across the world by a lot of nations. He's not supposed to be loved by China and Russia. No American president is. He's very popular. His foreign policy is, in my opinion, is pretty good. I know we disagree about the tariff policies, but he's bringing in additional revenue to America. He's bringing in trillion. All of that is good stuff. That's not me side tricking or me clout tripping. That's me speaking facts. Y'all not used to someone speaking just pure facts. That's pure facts. The stock market, I predicted, went into record territory with his policies. That's facts. But at the same time, what I'm going to talk about the 41 million people he don't want to feed? What I'm going to talk about the $500 trillion in food he burnt up? That's not clout taking. That giving the whole story. The facts. See, Don Jr., y'all don't want to talk about that part, my brother. You don't want to talk about the ugly parts. That's like if me telling you on this trip, if I go back and tell somebody about this trip that I'm on right now, the We the People tour, it's one of the most beautiful stories I'll tell you in my life. But what about the ugly parts? What about the days I didn't have no money? As a disabled veteran, what about the days I was hungry? The days that I felt lonely or alone? Am I going to tell you about those parts? Probably not. Is that romanticizing? In my opinion, it's not. I'm gonna just tell you the stuff that I want you to know. Well, I'm saying in this game, Don Jr., what I do, I tell you the whole story, the ugly truth. Don, you don't have, how many poor people do you have around you? Don, I'm sure, do y'all have maids? So if you got maids, I'm saying, can they speak English and they can relate to you in your life? Those the only chance that you have for somebody like Ghost, a disabled veteran who's been all across America talking to all kinds of people. The rich people are staying in the rich people's communities right now. You see it. I'll bring y'all content from the rich people's community. I go to the hood everywhere. I talk to the American people, everybody, and I bring you the voice and the conscience of the people. That's what I've been doing. And I'm just telling you the truth. You're doing good on your foreign policy, your domestic policy. You got a F. You govern the basic functions. I don't care who's the president. I don't care if it was you, Marco. I don't care if it was JD. I don't care if it was a Nick Fuentes, whoever could stream all way cuckoo right. You cuckoo, bruh. That cuckoo right stuff. They still trying to teach that black people are inferior, bro. You cuckoo. Black people trying to take over, you cuckoo. A black person will never be the minorities. He said that whole thing with DEI, bro, they care about minorities. You think that black people and Hispanic people, they not the ones with guns. Blacks and Hispanics, I know the ones with guns. You might know some nerd or some geek blacks or Hispanics. I'm talking about I know the ones with the guns. You feel me? So the blacks and Hispanics, they not in the hood linking up like that. The minorities aren't united. The ones who's united is white people. The black people are minorities trying to take over, bro. And then they start teaching that divisive cuckoo stuff. That's divisive cuckoo stuff. We can never unify with that far right cuckoo stuff. I'm saying on the far left, you don't hear AOC and them talking about white people being inferior. You feel that? On the far left, I don't hear Bernie Sanders saying that any race is inferior or some kind of race is trying to take over. You say because they want the immigrants to take over. Ain't no immigrants take over. You just got a slow mind. See, look at the state of Texas. Bro, you go to any city in Texas, Hispanic has got power. It's Hispanics in Connecticut, but white people in the power. I'm saying in Texas, you got in Houston, America's fourth largest city. What's up, my guy? You got he got a sheriff. He's a Hispanic. That's all over in Texas. But the Texas Governor Abbott don't feel like the Hispanics is gonna take over the state. That's like a little kid, man. I wish I could ever debate one of these dudes, DEI dudes. The black people, they're taking over. Taking over what? Because it's a lot of them. The Hispanic people, black people, and Asian people are not united. I could see if you saw them coming together in some kind of movement and then they were outnumbering white people, then that would mean something. Black people, you got to look. If your community is 49% white and America is 49, let's look up the demographics of the United States. Let's look them up. I'm talking to these people who got the problem with DEI. Like y'all go way overboard with that stuff. No, you shouldn't let no black kid get into Harvard over the white kid who got a higher test score. That's called cheating. That's common sense. But still in all, you don't foo-foo and shoo-shoo the fact that black people used to get hung from trees just from being black. You can't cover that up. You can't forget that. That's crazy. It's going to happen again if you do. This ain't... Bro, I need to school some of y'all. Y'all like, so y'all believing in that damnation and that damnable doctrine. That's not going to fly. The men with the guns is not going to go with you promoting division. That any DEI or black stuff or all that promotes division. If you shooing black people, it's promoting division too. It's the same thing. oh, we don't want DEI because that divides us. Yeah, you could be true about some of that. It shows division in DEI, so he true about some of that. But I'm saying the stuff that y'all say to say DEI is bad, like Martin Luther King is a bad person. That's what I'm saying. A progressive AOC is never going to say that your white person is president is a bad person. She don't never make it about race. But y'all far right extreme people always making it about race. You talk about DEI, but y'all make it about race way more than Democrats. Always. Let's see. Current demographics of the U.S. I'll just tell you from my perspective. You got to understand from my perspective, just like I understand from Charlie Kirk's perspective. I hate on Charlie Kirk. Guys, I'm sorry. I've been saying 300. The population of America is 347 million. So we almost at 350. I'm sorry. 347. I'm saying 330, 340. It's 347 million. Let me give y'all that source. That's populationtoday.com. Populationtoday.com, 347 million in 2025. The median age is 38.5 years old. Diversity, 57% is white. So white people as of 2025, y'all, 57%. So 43% minorities. If we take and break down the minorities, how many black people in the United States? 20-some% black people. The black people not fraternizing or getting up with the 17% Hispanics and say we got to get over the 57%, so we going to take over the white. The white people could be 20% and they'll still control the country. Hold up. Where y'all DEI people at? Where the DEI people at? Y'all come talk to a genius. Let me explain a genius. Let me explain something. Even if the minorities take over 80% of the country, the 20% of whites, they'll still run this country. Do you understand that? You don't believe that? You don't believe it could happen? I know all the smart people, y'all already ahead of me. Y'all think I thought of South Africa 5 minutes ago. How the white people still, like they run South Africa. The country, 99% black. And white people still ran the country. So I'm saying if white people founded this country, if they could be 20%, the mechanism set up, the white man still going to run the country. But you running around afraid, starting division and wars over DEI. I mean, y'all starting a whole political movement of wackies and nut jobs over something, race issue that we supposed to settle in the 60s, by the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, it's 2000, it's 2010, it's 2020. We still got this racism problem. It's never going to go away. It'll never go away. You can't forget what happened, though, because if you forget what happened, it's definitely going to happen again. That's just facts in history, bro. You got to understand what facts in history are. You can't forget what happened, because if you forget what happened, it's going to happen again. You see what I'm saying? Guys, we've been streaming for about an hour and a half. I'm going to jump down in the comments. If y'all want to talk about something, y'all could donate to the channel. Have your highlight, comment, you know what I'm saying? Start this November off right. But in the meantime, in between time, Mr. Good Citizen, let me see what I got. Ahmad, good morning. He says, literal racism, tribalism is older than America. Yes, it is. But what I'm talking about in the fact that with President Trump and DEI and all this other stuff, it's affecting how he governs. I'm talking about the Charlie Kirks and the Nick Fuentes, who's influencing like J.D. Vance's and other young Republican types in this DEI stuff. Are they growing up putting a spin on hate, bro? That's just hate stuff. That's KKK talk, really. Tell you the truth, it's just a modern KKK talk. If you talking anti-DEI, that's like modern KKK talk, man. Like, all that stuff really need to be dead. This man talking, one of his theses is on how black people are bad and DEI is bad and DEI is racism and how white people finna be exterminated from the earth. Man, you talking like you on some, man, I can't get down with that goofy stuff. That's all I'm saying. I ain't with none of that stuff. If white people could be 20% of the population, they still gonna run the United States. That goofy dude ain't never thought, Nick Fuentes, you ain't never thought of that kind of stuff in your life. You don't think like that. That's why if you debate Ghostwriter, I'm going to make y'all look retarded. He worried about white people getting taken. I heard him on Tucker Carlson, that goofy stuff. Talking about worried about white people getting taken over as the minority race. If white people was the minority race the entire time in South Africa and they still ran South Africa, right or wrong. If the white people, the minority race in the United States, and they ran it from day one, the mechanisms that's in place, they gonna still run America. It don't matter if they majority or the minority race. That's retarded stuff. I don't know how we still talking, debating this stuff after all these years and everything America and the world been through, man. Let that stuff go. That's the stuff that's dividing us. DEI. That's one of the main outcries with President Trump and the Democratic Party and the black people. DEI, that's division. DEI need to stand for division of the American people. DIA, division, or DOA, or something, bro. It's a poster at my job. It's a BS initiative, not a hiring practice. It probably is. But I'm saying, why would you teach it to the point to where you say that Martin Luther King is a bad person? When you start talking about that, you're going to stroke it. That's what I'm saying. If you go on the far right of the Republican Party, he's saying the Democrats are evil. Well, I'm saying on the far right of the Republicans, they evil. They start talking and bashing black people. That far right stuff is that KKK stuff. That's what made Antifa, anti-fascist. That tries to combat that racism that's still present on the far right. All they want to talk about over there is DEI and stupid stuff. How Martin Luther King's a bad person. They still talking about that junk on the far right. Ain't nobody on the far left talking about race. AOC and them don't talk about race. They talk about injustice. They don't talk about no race. Far right on the right, they talk about race, still cuckoo stuff, man. Like, real talk, bro. Like, bro, let that stuff go. Ain't no, bro, I'm saying Nick Fuentes, like, isn't he one of the biggest people over there? Who else they got over there? I know Charlie Kirk was over there. Like, I'm seeing these far right dudes, they popping on I wasn't paying attention to Charlie Kirk. And then after that, I looked into my dude. And then so I'm looking at this Nick Fuentes dude, man. You so influential, man. Get off that lame nonsense. Preach why trickle down economics would work better than go to the core theme of what the Republican whatever is and teach the children that. Teach the children that conservative principles on God and on religion and on family values. Teach the children that. Don't be teaching the children arguing about black people being an inferior race. You doing this in what? In 2025, you still talking about this? What's wrong with these people, bro? This dude a whole kook. Bro, you a racist. You got undercover racists over there hiding. See, that don't want me. Don, it ain't no, my boy. I ain't do that for no clout, my dude. I do that's who Ghost is. You gotta know me. Ask my mama. That's why I be out here by myself. I just speak truth, whatever that is. Even when it's against myself. I'm a knucklehead, dude. It don't matter how smart I am. It don't matter. I got disabilities too. I don't try to use that as an excuse, but I'm a knucklehead. I made a lot of mistakes in my life. That explains a lot of positions I've been in. I just try to turn them into beautiful situations. But I'm saying, like, I see the problems and admit the problems I have myself too. I'm part of the problem in the world too, in America too. I'm able to admit that. A lot of people, they can't see it. They won't admit it. But what I'm saying is I'm going to say whatever I see, I'm going to just speak the truth, good, bad, or indifferent. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't understand the position that President Trump have on domestic policies. Well, I'll say that 1,000 different ways. I'll try to do it, the talking points, but it's just your domestic policy. I gave 22 million people I'm helping, all the millionaires and billionaires in America, but 22 million people out of 347 million. That's like a drop in the bucket. The 41 million on SNAP, you don't want to do nothing for them. You don't want to give something that's entitled to them, that y'all promised them. The government promised them for 6 months that they would assist them, and you don't want to give what you promised them, but you gonna go give Elon and them, who are already rich and don't really need nothing, a tax break. And after doing that, you have 2 consecutive months of negative job growth. And we're going into a new month. So even though the government shut down, we couldn't see the numbers. As soon as those numbers come up, the only thing holding the stock market up is foreign money and the AI bubble. But I'm saying that is temporary, and everybody knows it's coming. The price of gold is through the roof. When the price of gold is through the roof, what does that mean? So I don't care what that stock market or whatever, that stock market, I don't know what's happening with that. But I'm saying y'all can prepare for a crash, prepare for a fall. Don Jr., you don't want to hear that, my brother, but that's true. Saying the good things about President Trump and the bad things about President Trump, what he needs to do right now to avoid all of that, to have a real good stock market, if he pick up the phone and call Hakeem Jefferies, that's the beginning steps. He gonna talk to Hakeem. He gonna convince Hakeem. Hakeem gonna go talk to, and Bernie Sanders and AOC, I promise you, the whole party is gonna coalesce around that phone call. You need to make that phone call. Those healthcare subsidies, you need to fix them. You promised to fix on day one. Did he not promise to lower the costs on day one? I'll play audio for you right now where Hakeem and them said they ready to work with you on lowering the costs for Americans. The home prices are too high. I'm saying there is so many problems that you could work on to make the life better of an American, like Bill Clinton did and like Ronald Reagan did. That's facts. I'm not here to be your buddy and your pal. The days when we talk about world peace and him making a peace deal in Israel, I'm gonna be your buddy and pal. You gonna go back and play the stuff that I say and take my talking points and my arguments. But I'm saying just as good, what's number one on the agenda, and y'all have not Ghost been saying that. Have not Ghost been saying that. The business of America, number one, needs to be number one, and it's growing. It's not getting smaller. Government shut down. You getting sued over SNAP. You have the troops not getting, and it's getting bigger. The problem is the longer it goes on, the more pressure and the worse it's gonna get. And what you doing it for? That ain't nothing but clout. You want to talk about clout? Your party doing this whole situation is a clout routine. For clout. Who got the biggest cojones? The Republicans or the Democrats? The Democrats playing, y'all both playing games, bruh. Stop playing. I'm going to just give you what's real. But I'm saying in the end, you're going to have to make a deal. So I'm going to avoid all of that. Just like with BB, starving the Palestinian women and children. How long you going to sit there and watch that stupid stuff when you could just pick up a phone and end it? But you could see it in Israel. And you picked up the phone and you saw the results. President Obama praised you. All your biggest ops, President Clinton and Biden, all the living biggest ops, they all praised you. The Democratic reporters, the fake media, because you picked up the phone. Ghost could see this. I don't know how you can't see them women and children starving was a problem in that. Oh, now you're a rock star. So you run over to Russia trying to get what? Clout. Be a rock star and prematurely in the war that's not ready to be in. You need to work towards ending it. Get Putin and Zelensky in the same room. You do it your way. You ain't listening though. Don't want to you finally put sanctions on Russia. When you do it, I praise you. But then you come back home, and I'm saying this situation at home, if you need time for them job cut, that tax cuts, the money to trickle down and create more wealth in America, if you need time, you need to come out and communicate that to the American people. Ghost ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. That's why Ghost don't be losing cases. The argument is pristine. I think too much. I think it out before I say it. If you need time for them job cuts to work for the American people, you got to articulate that to the people, just like you did with the short-term pain. You can't get J.D. Vance to come and try to do everything for you. They're looking for you. You the president. What's going on? They trying to wonder what's going on. We wondering what's going on. Because we hurting. And talking about I ain't getting no snap. Got to make judges rule against you, man. This ain't looking good, man. Your domestic policy, it looking like chaos. You beat them because they were going to hit you. California, all these liberal cities would be for you somebody listen. And you saw them because they were finna be out there protesting like they did before. They were going to burn them cities down. They own cities. But you listen to that, though, and you got them troops and you got ahead of that, so you pulled a trick on that one. But I'm saying, but they still moving against you that got your economy looking like pure trash. Because your stock market, all the economic people know that's fake stuff. That's why you going to get your rate cut and your stock. That's all fake stuff. A lot of that money people getting rich is overseas. They ain't invested in the United States. They betting on the AI. So a lot of people getting rich, but that ain't helping us. That's what I'm saying. It's not helping the people. You cutting family members' benefits. You cutting food from my table. You taking money from my table and pocket. Like I got business or whatever. I thank to God I get a stimulus with my business. When in the case, I get a stimulus. Thank the Lord. I thank God. I mean, he president, so, a small business, like I give you praise where you get praise, but I'm saying the people, the American people, the majority of us, man, we suffering and we hurting. And Ghostwriter is that voice for the people, man. I ain't scared of none of that. I'm going to tell you the truth, man. I'm going to tell you the truth like I love you, because I do love you. You feel me? Fox News, Don Jr., any Republican, this is about America, man. And you care about America and America first. And I'm saying, you talk about Joe Biden, yeah, the same thing, yeah. So to make sure the new people here too, yeah, everybody here, yeah. You talk about Joe Biden and all them Kamala and Democrats, and I'm going to burn food to stop giving food away and things to America. And you can't give your own people $9 billion on SNAP. You got to make a judge make you do that. You got to make a judge force you. You can't give your own people $9 billion on SNAP. And in the same week or a week or two earlier, you gave Argentina $40 billion. I'm not hating on President Trump, Don. I'm not trying to get clout. I'm just telling the truth. That's a true story. It's just the truth. You see the truth, you recognize the truth, and you adjust to the truth. That's what you're supposed to do. Some people hear the truth, they take it personal. Some people, they get sensitive behind it. Y'all tell me what it is. Guys, I'm going to go down there. We're going to go down there one more time before we end the live stream. Unless y'all got some donations. We've been streaming for about an hour and 43 minutes. So we're going to go down there one more time. I'm going to set up the computer. You know what I'm saying? I truly and dearly apologize to you guys that I don't stay down there the entire time. But like I said, my dashboard say 45 degrees, but this car is not down there. and this car is getting turned on and heated, it is probably in the 30s down there with the wind blowing by the lake. But guys, like, I'm just coming and preaching the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. You know, it ain't no hate. You know, if you guys don't know what I'm saying when I'm saying Don Jr., I heard Don Jr., I think he was talking to Megyn Kelly. If I'm not mistaken, he said some people, they support President Trump, and then they jump on the Democratic side of the clock. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? But even if he's talking about Joe Rogan, I'm just speaking from independence, because it's hard for a Republican or or a Democrat even to understand the mentality of an independent, because when they hear you speaking positive about a Republican, in their mind they think they converted us into a Republican. But we're not Republicans, we're still independent. It's just that sometimes we speak positive about Republicans and sometimes we speak positive about Democrats. We mixed on the policies. We like half and half of the policies. So they don't understand that. So if President Trump on a roll and Joe Rogan voted for President Trump, and now he over there in President Trump corner for a second, and I'm not saying he was talking about Joe Rogan, I'm just making the example. If he on a roll and he on President Trump's corner for a second, it looks like Joe Rogan is a Trump supporter, but that's not what he is. He just might have voted for him. So if he sees something in his administration he don't like, well, I'm an independent. I got the right to speak out against that. That's not doing something for clout or crossing lanes or nothing like that. You know, you got to understand where I'm coming from when I'm speaking, okay? Guys, it's gorgeous out here, man. I'm going to let y'all continue to have the conversation down below. Y'all get it in, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this, man, because this is one of the last times that I'm going to be doing this for a while. I promise you guys. One of the last times. I'll probably stream 2 times a week, and it will not be outdoors. So, guys, we are deep into October, past October, the 1st of November. We the People number 10. It will be coming out in New York City. Content coming from New York City. That's going to end this tour in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? We're about to end it. When I end it, man, Thanksgiving, I'm not sure where I'll be. I might be in Rhode Island, might be in New Hampshire, might be in Vermont, might be in Jersey, might be in Maryland, might still be in Connecticut. But I'll probably be around the coastline or something outside of the mountains. You know what I'm saying? When we end the tour, there's little things like that about We the People tour. When it ends, it's going to change. Definitely going to a hotel. Haven't picked a brand yet. Around Thanksgiving time, chasing sunsets and chasing peace. But outdoors, we about to end it, guys. I thank y'all. I love y'all. Like I said, the hard times, the good times. It was just like basic training, man. You know what I'm saying? The adventure of a lifetime. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Memories that last forever. Y'all finish y'all conversation. If I come back, y'all donate it. Y'all know the routine. I'll do a whole nother hour. We could stream for 3 hours. Y'all donate, I'll stay, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your love and support. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back. Man, it took me a while to be able to find a spot like this in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? My bad, y'all, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's a real nice spot, man. And it took me a while to be able to find this, man, to bring y'all content like this. You know what I'm saying? Signal good and everything like this. But still in all, man, we got 3 more live streams next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all 8 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm gonna bring y'all 3 live streams. You know what I'm saying? The fan stuff or me just getting in and me being in the car or being outside, just coming in, jumping in, kicking it with the chat. I'll do those streams anytime, all the time, you know what I'm saying? Especially trying to get donations. But I'm saying I got 3 live streams next week where I'm bringing y'all excellent content. You know what I'm saying? Ahmad, I appreciate you, brother. I'm sorry about that, man. Just got a case. I'm trying to finish a case up, man, that I just had in Texas. You know what I'm saying? I need to get that done with that lawyer immediately. That's first. And Ahmad, I promise you on everything, my brother, I'm going to get back with you. I pray for you, my brother. As a person, as a human being, anyone who's going through a divorce or anything like that, like I'm a human first. Forget the money. Forget the law, forget everything. I'm a human first. I relate to humans and their plights and their struggles. I have empathy from other humans. That comes from being a Christian. That comes from loving God, man. You can ask my mother. I didn't just like human. I'm okay with being a loner. Just me, my wife, and my babies. And we could be like in somewhere in Wyoming, man, in the wilderness. And I'll just be happy with her. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said they mailed a check to YouTube for me, man. If you being for real, bro, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who got any kind of love or sent any kind of love from me, man, I promise you I appreciate it. I love you forever. It's people who, like, I got in situations with that weren't good situations. I love them, man. Shout out my family in Houston. All of Houston. Shout out the whole city of Houston. I'm talking about the whole city. Shout out Jay Prince and them. Big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Salute them. You know, shout out Sauce Walker. Shout out my pops and them. My you know what I'm saying? My brother and them, my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my little buddy C Biscuit. That's my best friend. My little dude. I love my little dude. You know what I'm saying? The whole city that I knew, that I ran into, you know what I'm saying? I love them. Like the people. You know, the Harris County Sheriff's Department. You know what I'm saying? I had working relationships with a whole lot of people in the city of Houston. Shout out the whole city. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Governor Abbott. Shout out the state of Texas. You know what I'm saying? Big time. That's a Miller Rate legal. Like, I could count victories. If you look at my overall litigation record, in 10 cases, like 22 cases, 10 came to a conclusion. And I got 8 victories. If you look at that victories, you know what I'm saying? The 90% of those victories come from the state of Texas. My business was made in the state of Texas. I got mad love for Texas. I always will. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am. I'm just a real dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the stuff that I go through, that if I could, the stuff that I can tolerate and put up with, I do to the best of my ability. But if I can't tolerate or put up with something, and if it's violation of the law, see, my goal is with my business, Ahmad, I help anybody. I love people. But my primary goal is to uphold and to protect the laws. So, like, I know discrimination law. I know the right and the wrong, what the words say. I uphold and protect that. That's my primary goal. Employment law. You know what I'm saying? The laws of the state of Connecticut is relation to any minority, whether you're an Indian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a black, whether you're a Hispanic. Because they got a problem with minorities. 57% white. He want it 100% white or 90% white. He got a problem with minorities. So any hatred you show them, I protect them. If you not feeding veterans, I salute Hakeem Jefferies and AOC and all the politicians that speak about the veterans, man. You got to protect those like Ghost Rider who served for his country. You know I put my hand on the Bible. You know I did. You could tell the type of dude I am. But still in all, if you go to my Instagram, you'll hear me speak out against things that I see wrong that's done in my nation. I love my country. And so what do? Do you stay on that path? At least President Trump had the wherewithal to say, hey, what we doing A, B, C, and D is not right. We on the wrong path. We need to change course. It's just the way he decided to change course. On some issues, I ain't gonna even lie. I don't agree with the Democrats on everything. I think on some things President Trump did is fine. He's doing a great job, especially a lot of things on foreign policy. He's trying. He's doing the best he can. But I'm saying on domestic issues, bro, come on. Number one, your own government's not working and running. This is the wrong time to talk about domestic issues. I don't care what your stock market look like, your government's shut down. And I'm talking about it ain't been 7 days, it ain't been 14 days, it ain't been 21 days, it ain't been 28 days. I'm saying, just like, okay, it's enough. I picked up the phone, Ghost, and I called BB. Okay, it's enough, BB. Ghost, Monday morning, Hakeem coming to the White House. Let me get off this live stream and turn on CNN and hear that on Monday, Hakeem coming to the White House. And then I guess I'm back bandwagon for President Trump. Because that's what I need to hear. That's how I know that we getting to where we need to get to. Because we got the business of America on hold. I get on and out MSNBC and I hear them hating on President Trump when he over there in China trying to solve a humongous issue. They hating on that trip like he over there playing golf. He over there meeting with China to try to solve all the problems in the world, and they hating on him like he playing golf, because the issues of America is still on the table and they're being prolonged. And when the shutdown issue come up, like feeding 41 million Americans, you say you won't do it. You playing politics, man. It's becoming obvious. I don't care what the poll's saying right now, you gonna lose that. You gotta pick up the phone and call Hakeem. If y'all love Ghost Rider, y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the love. Y'all show me love. If y'all could donate however you show love, just show the love. But I'm going to come and speak the truth. That being said, man, I believe that Jesus Christ suffered, bled, and died on the cross for your sins. I really, truly believe in that miracle of the Holy Spirit hovering above a virgin named Mary and conceiving a human being who embodied the full spirit of the living creator, Jehovah Jireh. And he came forward and he lived his life to teach us humans how to live with each other, how to love one another. And at the end, he suffered, bled, and died on the cross, a sacrifice, which was very famous and known in the Jewish culture and religion. So here's the thing. The scripture says that any man that believes in Jesus Christ, first you got to believe that God exists. These last days, people don't even believe in God. They don't believe. I mean, you got more stars than human beings, and you just think that that's an accident. Y'all look at that. That's just an accident. All of this is an accident. Everything's an accident what a man made. Everything we know is built by a man, but the earth is an accident. Nah, that don't make no sense. There's more planets than humans. You guys, there's no way that all of this stuff connects without a higher energy, one energy. They call it the universe. His name is called God, Jehovah Jireh. From the beginning, the Mother Nature, his name is called Jehovah Jireh. The Israelis have said the same thing from the beginning. They're not changing no stories. They're not bouncing around. They're not doing none of that. His name is Jehovah Jireh. And he sent his son, Jesus Christ, a sacrifice. Came from Netanyahu's country, over there where they at right now. Y'all can say they ain't the real Hebrews, the real Israelites. I ain't got time for all of that argument. He sent his son Jesus as a sacrifice to suffer, bleed, and die on the cross for my sins and for your sins. All the lies that I told, Jesus, when he died on that cross, he died for my lies. He died for the misconduct that I ever had in my life. He died for that. He died for Jeffrey Epstein too, but Jeffrey Epstein never received it. That's the difference. You got to receive it. You got to acknowledge it and you got to receive it. And you do it by prayer. You can't be faking. You can't be in trouble and just going in there, oh God, help me. Nah, it got to be real. You got to be sincere. You got to see Jesus on that cross dying for your sins. You got to accept that death and that payment. You got to accept that as payment for your sins. You got to believe and receive, and you do it through prayer. That's how you get salvation. That's how you get saved. You don't, I mean, to accept Jesus, think about the thief on the cross. God don't do things for mistake. He's not a man. Everything's intentional. So he intentionally chose the thief. You should have seen how Jesus was living. He's nothing like you. The regular man preacher today, he leans towards the rich. That's how in our society we cater to the rich. Jesus was like Bernie Sanders. Jesus said, it is harder for a rich man. It's easier for a rich man to pass through the eye of a needle. What? Can you understand that? God said it's easier for a rich man, for a camel. You know how big a camel is? Let's be real. God's saying this, Jesus. So you going back to the Old Testament, I'm talking about this Jesus, ain't it? He said it is easier for a camel, like a 9-foot, a 3,000, I don't know how big they are, them huge camels to pass through the eye of a needle than to go to heaven. If God talking like that, bro, rich people, they are not the good guys. I wouldn't say they are the enemies, but from a Christian mentality, a rich man is not where it's at. But you cater to the rich and then the poor. Jesus was healing people that were unlovable. I'm talking about a king, and he was with the have-nots. Jesus was with them who didn't have nothing. The vagabonds. Yeah, that's the ones Jesus was with. He said they are in need of a doctor. They needed a healer. Jesus said they need a healer. He said, I come to heal them. They sick. They need a doctor. Jesus out there wiping a poor woman's hair, wiping her hair, her feet. He cleaning her feet. You talking about God down there? Like, would you clean somebody's feet today? And you know they feet dirty and crusty. Back in them days, the shoe sandals they had and stuff, and they're dirty. You know what I'm saying? Someone walking barefooted. This you talking about these thousands of years ago? Yeah, you down there wiping their, cleaning their feet, healing people that they've been lame for thousands of years, 30 years. He ain't finna never walk. That boy got leprosy. You see his skin. They shun him. They piss at him. Little kids throwing rocks at him. Jesus coming to heal him. Which one of y'all pastors or y'all preacher like that? Let's be real. If I went and slapped your preacher in the face in front of the whole church, and y'all caught me and y'all had me locked up, and y'all came and found out that I had a plot, that I had 30 pieces of silver, I was finna try to get him killed. Now look, this happened with Jesus with his best friend. One of his homeboys did this to him. But I'm saying if I did that to your preacher, I slapped him and tried to kill him, 30 pieces of silver, and you had me in the room, and you could do anything, your preacher could do anything to me. What you think he finna do? He gonna let me walk away from that? You really believe that? And it ain't nah. I'll probably be dead. Or hurt or maimed or something. Or broke. He gonna do something to me. You know what Jesus did? He stood up and said, love him. And he let Judas walk right out the door and go get the 30 pieces of silver and betray him with a kiss. Jesus was teaching us how to live. But I'm saying we get our own religions and stuff, and we ain't nothing like Jesus, man. Come on. These churches, they ain't nothing. If Jesus came back today, the church would kill him again. The religious people killed him the first time, and if he came back today, they so much like, now, they so wine bibber. They call Jesus a drunkard. They'll do the same thing today. I promise you. They too over-righteous, too self-righteous, too righteous. Ain't nobody, God said your righteousness is filthy rags. These dudes walk around, they're not humble. They think they are above and better. And you are not above and better. The first shall serve the last, and the last shall serve the first. You understand the part about the last, the people underneath you serving you, but you don't understand about you rich man serving the people. But God wants you to serve them. The mentality, the stuff I tell them is too profound. You can't get this. Yeah, they serving you when you making your riches, but God wants you to serve them too, but you don't get that. We the people, baby. I love y'all, man. I told y'all about God. I get in these situations bigger than me. I got a relationship with him. I told you how to get a relationship. Once you pray the prayer, though, you got to live out your Christianity. The way these Christians, I ain't even trying to bash people, but I'm saying you running a business, your church a business. You paying people to do what? And you get money and you buy off the name of God. It's a business. You buying and selling and gaining trade. You getting a value off of God's name. That's not what it's meant for. Personal value and gain. You're supposed to be giving people a hope and a light that shineth in the darkness. His name is Jesus. He love you. He'll meet you where you at. You go to church, they want you to be perfect. Ain't none of them perfect. But they can't see themselves and what they do. They consider everybody got their own sin. They label their own sin that they do. I go by what's written in the book. Like the reveling and the slander and the backbiting that you doing. God said revelers won't inherit the kingdom of God. I didn't, golly. But yeah, slandering and backbiting and running to and fro, he don't count that. You don't count that, but that's in the book. The stuff I do, they be saying I don't see it in the book. You talk about corrupt communication, you got to know when that scripture was written 2,000 years ago and what Jesus was up against when he was dealing with the hierarchy of the governments. He talking about corrupt communication. He talking about actually talking about and communicating about really corruption. He ain't talking about just cursing. Peter cursed. Did Jesus even rebuke him for cursing? I'm saying you gotta understand scripture. If you don't understand, I'm not no preacher, but I understand stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, once you get that relationship with God, bro, like, ain't nobody can really tell you nothing. Once you got true forgiven of your sin, God said you can't sin no more. How can I sin? He died one time. And when I prayed that one time, he washed me in my one time. And now I can't sin. Because I can't sin, I don't take it granted. If you taking it granted, you try to take for granted the blood of Christ now and just go out there and just do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's different. That's like blasphemous stuff. But I don't do that. I know I love Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I go telling people I done took him everywhere I went this year. I be telling people, I tell y'all all the time when I end the stream, I think it's important. God, it changed my life. It kept me straight. Bro, think about it. How many people you know, how many podcasters you know that was in the Army, been in penitentiary, state pen, drug and alcohol, but it was in the state pen. Been in and be a judge in a federal argument, U.S. Court of Appeals. Originally charged with felonies. I can't count the number of felonies they really originally charged me. I'm talking about, boy, I was catching them. But I wasn't really a bad person. I wasn't like hurting nobody. Unless you count selling drugs to them. I did sell drugs. That's my past. That's my testimony. God took me from doing that to, bro, I remember when I first stopped selling, like when I first crossed over. Bro, this saw everything I love, bro. I hated the police like I was a criminal, like a real live criminal, like catching felonies, criminal. For real talk, I'm being for real. So when I first crossed over, okay, I remember I had went to school to the Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. I got a 2-year AAS degree and applied sciences degree in paralegal technology. So, like, I had a degree as a paralegal. Like, so after I left the college, I started a Miller legal. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, though, right when I left the college, I was in the New Orleans Paralegal Association. So I went to the city of New Orleans. I've told people this story. I think I put it on Instagram. I'm sitting in New Orleans, in the city of New Orleans, on Pondreas. If you guys know Pondreas, the city hall, bro, it's ginormous building. It's only like 10 stories, but it's ginormous building. I'm on the 6th story. Bro, and I'm sitting here thinking, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, I just finished with probation, felonies, 4 or 5 of them. And I went to school, got an AAS degree, bro. And I'm sitting here on the 6th floor, bro. I put this on my mama's life. She know it's true. And I'm sitting across from the city attorneys, and they interviewing a former felon to work for the city of New Orleans as one of the paralegals for the city. I bet you they regret they didn't hire me then. But that was a long time ago. That was like in 2016, 2015, right when I finished college. But I ended up going to the University of Southern Mississippi, and that's how I'm talking politics with y'all. Because I went to the University of Southern Mississippi and I took political classes. I kept going to school. But if New Orleans, the city of New Orleans would have hired me $16 an hour in 2016, my life would be completely different. All of these jobs I work, I probably would have ended up starting the Miller Legal, but I would have been working for lawyers. I have so much more experience though, but it didn't happen. They didn't hire me. They hired a paralegal with experience without a degree. I didn't have no experience. I had a degree. So I kept on with my regular life. And then come 2022, like I kept getting fired from jobs and nothing happened. I would get fired from, people forget the goal. I ain't switched the goal. My goal isn't to get an apartment. My goal is to buy houses. I guess I did switch it, but that's still irrelevant. That's taken care of. My thing is my work situation. I couldn't stay on no job due to my disability, and these jobs was firing me, and I wasn't getting nothing from it. Hate to bag on you, Walmart, because I love Walmart. Y'all pay me more money working for y'all, like $1,700 a week a lot of times at that Walmart distribution center, Higher Dynamics, but they held me on suspension for 17 days and fired me, and I didn't get a penny for that. And it wasn't just them. It was happening and happening. I was getting smacked and wasn't getting none for it, and they smacked me out of my apartment. See, I went to Texas, and all them smacks cost them. Smack 10,000, smack 7,000, smack 15,000, smack 20,000. Smack, he can't work no more. 20-some thousand, 28,000, 29,000 something. Them smacks, they started paying for them smacks. So that's what I'm saying. How did you win that? I went there like down bad, and I left there with a bunch of bread. That's allowed me to do things that I never thought, that I'm go places that they laughed at me when I said I was gonna go. That's what really happened. You know what I'm saying? I know the bread in my life is there. It's already coming. I'm closing cases. right now. Closing them, dropping them, closing them, dropping them. Big case, 35, 40,000. I'm not going to shortchange myself. Me and her said 40 racks. I said it publicly, 40 racks. She giving me 40 racks off that case, 40,000 on one case, 40,000 on one case in 2026. Y'all listen to me, 40,000 on one case. I don't have to litigate it. An attorney has it. So I'm just like her, like the client. I did work for her on 2 cases. So I'm sitting back waiting to get paid, baby. I owe 40 racks, 40,000 on one case. And I still got, I closed the case. I got 2 cases over there. One of them cases, I probably just gonna let it ride. You know what I'm saying? That's just some chastising somebody. So I got a big case. And from my home that caused me to be out here, I got another case right here to file, and I have another case open I ain't worried about. So that's 2 cases real that I'm litigating still myself. I just closed one. And then I have another case to file if necessary. That's going to be a pretty big one too. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do for a living, guys, it's been 2 hours and 16 minutes. And I got to go for real. What I do for a living, though, is I train municipalities on Americans with Disabilities Act. That's what I can't wait to do. You know what I'm saying? You talking 1,500, 2,000 a head. You know what I'm saying? You think 50 police department officers in your department, I come through there and make some bread. You know, it'll be reduced prices, but I'm talking about 20, 25,000, and they'll get certified on how to deal with people in the community with Americans with this. That's what I'm gonna end up doing. I got so many business ideas, but I keep having to file lawsuits. I told my mama that the other day, if I could stop having to sue people, Ameliorate Legal can grow to what God meant it to be, to provide good for community, society, in America using legal means. ACLU, baby. You know what I'm saying? But more helping the poor and generating. I can't do that if I keep having to sue people. You know what I'm saying? But still in all those battles, I lay them down at the feet of God. You know what I'm saying? I worship God, man. He my creator, Jehovah Jireh. Like Job, man. At the good times, I worship him. Y'all see me, and when it's raining, I worship him. When I'm finna get paid, I worship him. I just got 20,000 in May. That's the most money I got at one time from my life. U.S. Treasury, shout out President Trump and Elon. I put on my MAGA hat. I worship him. Elon paid me a whole lot in Texas. I worship God. I thank God that he used Elon to help me. Who else? Bro, I worship God. When it's bad times, I worship him. When I was using the pennies to file a lawsuit and food stamps to sue Elon, I was worshiping God. I don't care. That I learned. I got that down. I ain't like Joe. Curse God and die. People, you going through hard. It's hard. It's so hard. It might be. I don't know. I'm worshiping God. I can't really pay attention how hard it is because I'm a worship. I'm a worship God. That's why I'm a worship. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Nikki Haley, I'm going to love you forever. Every time I say that, I'm going to think about you. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, that's my time, man. I love y'all, bro. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Real talk. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's it. When I come, I'm cooking, though. These last 3 days, we the people, bro, I promise y'all come in that live stream, I'm toasting on that content. It's gonna be all facts, on points, well thought out arguments. Real talk. I'm gonna be cooking because we only got 3 live streams that count next week. Outside live streams. And after that, bro, when I say inside live streams, I don't mean the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come with some content, but it's not going to be that often. Just regular, how we did it before, about 2 days a week to end January until we start our tours or whatever, you know what I'm saying, for next month or next year, 2026. You know what I'm saying? Preparing for the elections and the midterm. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. And I'll see y'all on Tuesday, Lord willing, at 8 a.m. Eastern time, y'all. I'm out.